Thank you, Faith Rivera, for that song. I feel like she wrote it especially for our service, so it feels good. Well, here we are, and it is the second Sunday of the last month of 2024. And I'd like us to consider this month, the rest of this month, from this moment on, with all of its symbolism, as an opportunity for us to awaken to more of who we truly are. As an opportunity to be reborn, so to speak, into a greater conscious awareness that we are spiritual, vibrational beings living a human experience where all things are possible to us. In this way, we're setting a powerful, positive trend in motion that will cause us all to thrive in 2025. Now, we read in The Way of the Heart the fundamental energy that I have chosen to call the Christ mind. The offspring of the Father dwells within each of us as a spark of divine light, as a sunbeam to the sun. It rests eternally in perfect communion and communication, always. The great secret is, this is the state of your reality. Each of us, even now, is the offspring of the Father of life, of the Creator of all that is. We are each a divine light, a spark of it, existing forever within the light of Christ, that is in perfect communion and communication with us, even now. In this very moment, we don't have to wait, because we're alive right now within the pure, positive, fundamental energy of love that we often refer to as the vibration of creation. It's the same fundamental energy that Jesus chose to call the Christ mind. We're a conscious being within the cosmic consciousness that is the Christ mind, even now, right now. Helena Blavatsky, who is a mystic, an author, and the founder or co-founder of the Theosophical Society, wrote, "There is not a single atom in the entire cosmos that is devoid of life and consciousness. It is that one consciousness and no other consciousness that allows us to know that we exist. If we know we are knowing we are, because the Christ mind dwells within us with that knowledge. It knows we are, and it's letting us know we are. What we call our little old personal mind is really just how much of the cosmic consciousness or Christ mind we're allowing ourselves to be consciously aware of. It's been said, the sky is not the limit, your mind is. But better said, we just think our mind is limited and small and private. Which brings us to the official title of my talk today, Let There Be Light. I had another one, and I'll get to that later, but it wouldn't fit on the LED sign or on the labels we use for the CDs, so I picked a shorter one. But I'll tell you about it later. So we read in the book of Matthew, "You are the light of the world. A city that is built upon a mountain cannot be hidden." We were created on the high, vibrational mountaintop of love. And though there's a place deep within us that knows that to be our reality, humanly, we can keep it a secret, even from ourselves, by living in the valley of lower vibrations caused by our focus on our physical life as our only reality, as that which we think about and talk about and try to do something about, as that which we point at and want others to look at and focus on, and to believe as we do and to see as we do. Our focus on how our life humanly is, and our not being happy as it humanly is, and yet feeling powerless to do anything about it because, after all, we're only human, keeps us stuck in a limited mindset of vulnerability that allows this world to have its way with us. But as we considered last Sunday, the same holy, healing power of love, the fundamental energy that is beyond and yet also within this physical world, the Christ consciousness that Jesus called upon while he walked the earth, is ours to call upon as well. All manner of miracles would be ours as they were his, if we believed as he did that all of our calls for healing, for happiness, for peace, for abundant good are always heard and always answered with a powerful, loving yes by the fundamental energy that is the only energy that can answer us. Jesus never doubted that yes. And because he didn't, that high, holy yes always appeared in physical form exactly as he called for it to. If we're willing to live with that same unwavering trust, to live with the same intention to never think or speak or act in opposition to the power of Christ in us, we'll leave a trail of miracles wherever we go. Now, we all know that this is the season when we celebrate the birth of Christ through Jesus. But as we considered last Sunday, Jesus isn't the only reason for the season. Christ is born in us. Every moment we remember who we truly are. The offspring of the Father, the love child of love itself, the one beloved creation of the one Creator. Now, some may say, though no one here, that's such an idea of our direct oneness with God. The idea that we too are the fundamental energy of Christ on earth is blasphemous. The definition of blasphemy is an impious utterance concerning God and sacred things. The crime of assuming to oneself the rights or qualities of God. But if God is all there is to all that is, and we is, if God is the one creator of all creation and we've been created, and if God is the life force behind and within all that exists and we exist, not to assume to ourselves the rights and qualities of the Christ seems a far greater crime against our Creator. And to speak of ourselves or anyone else as anything else in truth is a far greater impious utterance concerning God and sacred things. We read in A Course in Miracles, in his complete identification with the Christ, the perfect Son of God, his one creation and his happiness, forever like himself and one with him, Jesus became what all of you must be. That spark of Christ light within us it shines always, always, and it would shine through us always. In our human experiences, in every human experience, if we'd let it. But we've got to decide that nothing that happens in this world can keep our light from shining high on that mountaintop of love, or keep us from assuming for ourselves the rights and qualities of Christ on earth. Unless we do, everything we experience in this world will seem to us to be lacking that light and to be dense, incurable, and unchangeable. We could say that the Christ light in us, for us, as us, is like a candle that doesn't blow out in a strong wind, or no matter how stormy our life may seem to be. And when we align ourselves with our inner being, which is to say, when we know a spark of divine light shines in us, for us, as us, and we don't allow any opposing thoughts to get in the way of our knowing, even if it's only briefly, when we trust that the spark of divine light in us is the very same one that came forth in the beginning when God said, "Let there be light," we realize the Christ mind must be our mind. There is nothing else for it to be. And that it's there to light up our awareness with the truth of our reality, even as we live our life here in this human environment. In those moments when we are consciously aware of the fundamental energy, of the power that is alive in us, all miracles are possible to us as they were to Jesus. But Abraham Hicks tells us our alignment with our inner being isn't like a college degree where once you get it, the getting it is ours evermore. The plaque on the wall says so. Rather, it's a moment-to-moment alignment. When our awareness is such that our outer light and our inner light appear to be one light. We are so aligned. Within, that's all that comes through. And that depends on what we know and don't know in any moment. And what we've got going on vibrationally in that moment. Which is to say, it depends on what we're focusing on and how we're feeling about what we're focusing on and what we believe in that moment to be true. Which brings us to my original talk title, which was a bit long, but it's a good one. It's Keep Your Candle in This World Aligned by Using Easy Matches. Little play on words. It was a little long. So you don't have to raise your hand right now, but you can if you want to. I'm wondering how many of us have found that envelope that we talked about last week, you know, the one we put away in that safe place, and so we could find it and open it up this month. Okay, well, good. Well, I found mine. And I gotta say that when I opened it up and I took the slip out that said, I am allowing, I was actually surprised at what I'd written on that slip. The quality that I wanted to allow more of in 2024, because that quality hadn't been active as a need or active even as a desire. But that doesn't mean it wasn't active. So I began to reflect on 2024 to see if I could connect the dots or match up positive occurrences in my life that seemed to be the direct result of that quality that I wanted to allow more of. And as I did that, for a while, I began to feel so good because I was focusing deliberately and on purpose only on the good things that had happened in my life this year. And the better I felt, the easier it was for me to connect the dots and match up my allowing with the good things that had happened throughout this year. I felt so loved because I was aware that my inner being had been there for me all the time, lighting the way for my intention to manifest all year, over and over again. I knew the spark of divine light in me had been in perfect communion and communication with me all year. And it was just up to me to listen. It was just up to me to allow. It It was really up to me to just not get in my own way. And I was there, lighting my life even in the dark moments of this human experience. Now, if you found your envelope, you might want to try this. It feels really good. And if you haven't found that envelope, and it has not come to you where it might be, it doesn't matter. Because your inner being knows exactly what you wrote. And if you take time to reflect on the good things that occurred this year in your life, especially the unexpected good, I guarantee that you will feel so good because you'll be focusing deliberately and on purpose on only the good things that happened in your life this year, that it'll be easy to connect the dots and match up the good things that happened as the result of your desire, whatever it was, to allow more of it. And you did in your life. Abraham Hicks tells us who you really are is non-physical energy focused in a human body, knowing full well that all is well and always has been and always will be. Namaste. Okay, that went zippity-doo. All right, well, this is the time of our service when we say thank you again, for being here, for being there, for your love of LEC that begins with your love of who you truly are. And it shows because you glow, gotta say. And I get to see it every Sunday. And really, you should see what comes out of this camera because you are on the other side of it. It's a beautiful thing for us to awaken to the light that we are and just to let it shine and not get in the way with reasons why it shouldn't. And we would love, in fact, we intend to shine our light brighter and brighter. I tell you, every week, more and more individuals are finding us. We have people listening right now. Say who you are. We kind of know who you are, but we love just for you to say hello. And I will start by saying hi. I'm glad you're here. And we know that as we let our light shine, and we don't let anything, the sale of our building or where our financial abundance is going to come from through what physical means, because we know where it comes from, no matter how it gets here. We don't let any of that get in our way. We are so excited about being who we are together, and we're so excited that you have joined us as part of who we are. We might even have an online membership. You know, we could do that. We'll talk about this. We're having a steering committee after service. Let's talk about that. But if you would like to feel more a part of this service, our embrace is so warm and so filled with love. And you'd like to donate to LEC, then our wonderful, very takes care of it all and then some treasurer, Dr. Jamie Phillips, is here to tell you how.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Whew, before I start talking about how you can donate, hang in there for that. I want to give a gratitude. Do I need to be up here a little bit more, Jim? Maybe I'm not going to do it then because, no. I want to give a gratitude shout out to Jim Gould, who was here at the church at least 4 times this week trying to get the furnace guys in the furnace going for our heat today. I appreciate you, Jim, even though you're giving me this. Okay, if you would like to donate to the Life Enrichment Center, and we could really use those year-end donations. We have a lot of things that we can spend that money on. So here it is. If you're watching on Facebook right now, you can go to facebook.com/Life Enrichment Center, and there's a donate button on that page. You can go to our website, lecflint.com. There's a donate button on that page. We make it so easy. You can go to PayPal, our email address for PayPal, and this will be in the side notes. Right, Janice? LEC, no, that's our website. Our email address is, lec2512@gmail.com. It's the same. And then lastly, if you'd like to donate via check, you can do so at our P.O. Box, Life Enrichment Center, 321-294, Flint, Michigan, 48532. And then we're going to be doing an offertory here in the sanctuary for all those present. And while we listen to the beautiful song sung by Marcia Allen in this very room.
Sorry. I don't know where to cover it. It's right here on my cheek.
Why is she on right now, Jim? Turn it down, buddy. While we listen to Marcia Allen sing in this very room, and then Reverend Stephanie will be turned back on for the gratitude prayer. Thank you.